The scene opens with Jo March as she nervously takes in a deep breath before entering an office filled by men. She goes to the man sitting behind a desk and pulls out a story that her friend has written. His name is Mr. Dashwood. Joy fills her eyes as she tells him all the accomplishments that the story has achieved. He looks over and tells her to sit. He takes out a quill and begins reading. Jo glances towards him nervously as she waits for him to finish. He occasionally laughs as he reads and continues to cross paragraphs which he doesn't like. Jo is sure that the story may be rejected, as her hope turns into disappointment. But to her surprise, he agrees to print her story. He knows there is no friend, but Jo is an actual writer behind the story. She wishes to remain an unnamed author. Nothing can stop Jo as she runs through the crowd. Her excitement overtakes her senses, as she sees nothing but her dream of becoming a writer coming true. She comes back to her home, which is a boarding house. Jo comes back and starts noting down on her diary. Friedrich approaches her and greets her, but she is busy with what she is doing. He looks down and notices that her clothes have caught fire. He tells her she is on fire, but she takes it as a compliment, rather than a warning. This time he yells, and this grabs her attention. Other people come to her rescue. The damage isn't much, as only the end of her coat is burnt. She is reminded that her students must be waiting for her, and so she takes her leave. Friedrich follows her as he looks dreamily at her and wonders if she'll ever stop working and spend some time with him. But Jo can't, not until Amy, her sister in Paris, marries someone who is wealthy enough to look after her family. Till then, she is the only one to shoulder this burden. Amy, in Paris, is painting the portrait of people who sit still for her to finish. She notices she has messed up the painting, but continues regardless, pretending it never happened. Amy travels with Aunt March, who cracks jokes which are unamusing to her, but still fakes a laugh to keep her aunt's heart. She is reading a letter from her mother and is upset. Aunt notices this and asks her. She wishes she could go back and solve her family problems, but Aunt March reminds her she can do nothing if she goes back. The only favor she can do for them is to get properly engaged to Fred Vaughn. Getting engaged isn't the only reason Amy came here, but also to get painting lessons. Aunt forgets this as she doesn't find her learning as important as getting engaged. As their carriage is moving, Amy notices Theodore Laurie walk past her. Her mouth is wide open as she finds it hard to believe her eyes. She shouts to halt the carriage, and they do. Aunt March tries to stop her, but she isn't listening to anyone. She is excited to see a familiar face and jumps out. Amy shouts his name until he looks around and sees her. She runs into his arms and he hugs her. It's been long since they've seen each other, and Laurie jokes about not recognizing her as she has grown so much. He has been traveling on his own, away from his grandfather. Amy asks if he has fallen in love with someone else. His smile quickly fades away. Amy sees she has touched a sour subject and quickly apologizes. He used to be in love with Jo, but she turned him down. He still hasn't moved on, but he puts on a smile for Amy's sake and lets her know he is fine. Her aunt orders Amy to come back in an instant, and she goes back to her. Laurie sneaks around behind her and kisses Aunt March on her cheek. She playfully hits him and asks the coachman to move. As the carriage moves, Amy hastily invites Laurie to a ball where everyone will be present, including her fiancé Fred. He promises he'll be there on time to pick her up. Her face is adorned with a beautiful smile as she turns around and sees Laurie walking away, whereas Aunt March gives her a disappointing look. Meg March longingly looks at a fabric that she wishes to buy. Her friend Sally sees this and convinces her to buy it. Even though they are not doing well financially and she has other expenses to take care of, she gives in and buys it. Later, when she is home, she regrets her decision. Her son and daughter, who were playing, come when they see her and hug their mother lovingly, but her guilt still consumes her. Beth March broods while playing the piano. Once she finishes, someone calls her name repeatedly. Jo is at a theater watching a play. Friedrich is sitting in the audience, but repeatedly turns back to catch a glimpse of Jo, who is unaware of everything. Play has all her attention. Once it finishes, everyone leaves, and Jo notices Friedrich. She follows him and ends up at a party. A man who cannot speak English takes her to the dance floor, where everyone dances and rejoices. Midway dancing, Friedrich holds her hand, and they dance together. As she does, Jo cannot help but remember the time with her sisters, 7 years ago. They are getting ready to go to a dance. Jo wants to dance, but doesn't know with whom. They are all helping each other to get ready, but Jo refuses any help. She'd rather stay comfy than look pretty. Beth wants to go but isn't allowed to, and she cannot help but feel jealous of her sisters. Jo tends to Meg's hair, but in an unfortunate series of events, burns her hair off. She screams in horror as she realizes what has happened. They are at the party, and Meg advises Jo about what she should and shouldn't do at the dance. During their conversation, Meg's friend takes her away. Jo looks helpless as her sister walks away from her. She stands in the corner and is bored as she sees people dancing joyously. Meg is among them. Jo mouths her to leave, but it's way too early, and Meg doesn't want to leave just yet. Just at that moment, Jo notices a guy who is staring at her from afar. He tries to walk over to her, and upon seeing this, she sneaks around and hides from him. She walks back into a room and accidentally bumps into Laurie. This is the first time they see each other, and he is taken aback by her. She tries to apologize, but he stops her, saying there's nothing to be sorry about. They introduce themselves. Lori smiles at her, knowing he has now seen the most beautiful girl. Joe asks if he doesn't enjoy dancing, as he is sitting alone in a room. He has spent most of his time in Europe, and is new here. Joe excitedly shrieks when she hears this, but immediately gains her composure as she remembers her sister's advice. She shows him her sister through the curtain, but he doesn't seem to care. He is still infatuated with Joe. The more she talks, the more he is attracted to her. Her views seem to align with his, and he asks her if she wants to dance. She tells him she cannot, but she has a reason for it. She burned her dress, and Meg told her not to dance, as people would notice. Lori proposes a solution to her problem, and they dance outside, away from people. Some of their moves are good, but most of the time they act goofy and dance with no care. Outside is missing the warmth of the inside, but Lori feels warm regardless, as long as he is with Joe. Meg sees Joe through the window and tells her she has sprained her ankle. They don't have money for carriage, and she cannot stay here longer. Lori offers to help as he lives next door. In honesty, he too doesn't want to stay any longer if they are not here. Their mother welcomes them in, and everything is in chaos. The house is filled with women. Lori stands awkwardly in the doorway, and their mother warmly asks him to come in. Amy looks up and is almost immediately fascinated by him. His focus, on the other hand, remains on Joe. He is amazed by the family and the warmth they radiate. Lori is leaving, but turns around one more time to see Joe, standing by her window, busy writing her stories. He cannot help but smile. In the present too, Joe is still writing. A knock on a door brings back Joe from the train of her thoughts and ideas, and she goes to answer. 3 books lie there as a gift for her. She picks it up and reads a note that was there with it. It's from Friedrich. He wishes to read her writings one day, if she sees him as her true and loyal friend. Amy is dancing with Fred, her fiancé, at the gala, the one where she has invited Lori to. She waited an hour for Lori, but he failed to show up. Lori is heavily intoxicated and is surrounded by girls as he enters the hall. Amy sees him and is disappointed. She goes up to him to protest, but he is too drunk to even understand her. She walks off fuming with anger, and he follows her. Her anger is boiling up and lets it all out on him. He is handsome but has a big ego, is lazy, and has all the bad habits one can have. In middle of her speech, he grabs her arm, only to face her wrath, and gets insulted by her. She tells him that the ring on his finger is ridiculous, and he suddenly loses the spark he has. It's a ring that Joe gave to him. He still isn't over her, and feels heartbroken whenever he gets the chance. Amy can't help but feel sorry for him. He is miserable, and she knows. If not loved, he should be respectable, and that's what he lacks. Before leaving, Lori creates a scene by calling Fred out. Everyone looks at her and she apologizes, her voice laced with hurt. Joe shows her stories to Friedrich, and she waits anxiously for his opinion. Her stories are a little different from the norm. She writes about wars, which societies don't expect women to write about. Her mother has strictly forbidden her to write her name, as the girl's name on such stories wouldn't give a good impression. Friedrich takes his time forming an opinion, while Joe keeps pacing with nervousness. She awaits his response, but is disappointed when he speaks so bluntly. He doesn't like her work, and tells her honestly. Joe cannot believe this, as everyone has always praised her. Her work is even being published, so she doesn't understand such a harsh critique. She doesn't want to be forgotten. Whereas Friedrich only tells her the truth and her best interests, but getting her work critiqued is something she rarely experienced. But when it's done on such an occasion, she feels angry and betrayed by her best friend. She asks him to never talk to her ever again, and leaves in a hurry, where he is only left wondering about what he did wrong. A letter comes, and Joe leaves immediately. Once again, we are taken back in time. Joe wakes up from her deep slumber, and it's Christmas. She goes down screaming Merry Christmas, and her family is all in the lounge as they greet her. There are no presents for them, as they can't afford to buy some. All of them have different aspirations. Amy wants to be a painter in Paris, and Joe wishes to be a writer. Beth plays music, but she wants to keep it a secret. She wishes to only play it for her family, and no one else. Meg tries to lessen them on the sacrifice their men are making in a war, and how them being women should also play their part to perfection. But right in that moment, a pillow comes flying and lands on her face. Joe tells her not to act like their mother, whereas Amy quickly comes to Meg's defense. A friendly fight breaks out between them. As their house help, Hannah tries to water down the fight, but only uses her words as she's too old to be on the battlefield. Sisters come up to her and hug her affectionately. They all have a play to do, which Joe wrote herself. She tells each one of them their roles, as each of them gets ready for their performance. Amy comes out with her costume that she herself prepared. Joe wants Hannah to act in her play too, but even before she can ask her, Hannah turns her down. Their mother is crying on her way back home, and wipes the tears before entering. She puts on a smile as she sees her children trying to perfect their play, and wishes them Merry Christmas. As soon as they see their mother, all of them run towards her. She takes all of them in her loving embrace. All of them sit at the table and excitedly look at the food. They feel famished as it's been so long since they've eaten a good meal. They notice their mom, who doesn't look happy, and asks her what's wrong. She tells them she is saddened by the thought of a woman who lives near their house. Their mother is a good woman, but sometimes prioritizes the happiness of others than her own children. She hesitantly asks them to give their food to her. They've been waiting for it for a long time and rarely get to eat such delight. But when their mother asks them, they have no choice but to obey. Laurie sees the girls leave from his window and smiles. They are on their way to help the women their mother talked about. As they enter the home, they see children crying, and their mother praising the Lord for the help she is receiving. Sisters play with children as they share their things with them. Laurie's old grandfather sees them giving away their food and sends them a treat to enjoy. When they come back, the amount of food that lies on their table surprises them. Girls have always thought that he was a mean old man who abandoned his son to marry someone, but the reality was far from it. He was just a poor old man who lost his daughter and now his son. Meg has developed a crush on Laurie and only talks about how charismatic he is. Their mother surprises them with a letter from their father, and they excitedly run towards her. Their mother reads the letter and tells how their father misses them dearly. He hopes that in his absence, they become the women they desire to be. They achieve their goals in their future and become successful. That's all he wants for them, and that's all he prays for. All the children from their neighborhood have gathered to watch the play. Once they finish, everyone claps and cheers for them. At present, the conductor of the train wakes Jo up. She has reached her stop, and everyone has already left. Back home, Friedrich wonders why she left so suddenly. The housekeeper doesn't know much, as she didn't explain. It's not only unfortunate for Friedrich, but also for her students, as she was their best teacher. Jo holds her bags as she walks through the snow, feeling dejected. It's completely opposite to the time when she used to go in the town with her sisters. She walks to her aunt's home for some learning lessons. On the way, girls are worried about the shortage of money they are facing nowadays. Meg, being the older sister, offers some words of comfort, which the group happily ignores. Aunt March scolds her for not reading the book she told her to. Jo is grateful for all the things she has done for her, but Jo only plans to be successful with her own hard work. She doesn't want to take favors from anyone, but Aunt March tells her directly that the world doesn't work like that, especially for women. Making their own name isn't only tough, but impossible. Aunt tells her she has to marry someone rich, or she shall remain in the deep hole all her life. They argue on the topic of marriage, as Jo thinks being married to a rich man isn't the only way a woman can get rich. Aunt doesn't think so, and gives her the example of her own mother and father, who live life in hard conditions, but are always trying to make the lives of the other happier. Jo thinks it's the wise decision, but a wise decision isn't always right. The atmosphere lightens when Aunt March mentions that she'll again go to Europe and needs a companion. It's an offer which Jo gladly accepts. Amy goes to school, and there she is talking with her friends about the war. They challenge her to draw their professor, and she does, but is soon caught. Laurie refuses to learn Latin from his teacher, Mr. Brooks, and stands like a statue on the chair. Teacher begs him to come down, but he doesn't. He is telling him that if he doesn't learn, he'll be sent back. But Laurie has something else going in his mind. He tells Brooks that there is a girl outside. He doesn't believe him at first. Laurie pulls a stool and urges Brooks to stand up on it. He doesn't freezes when he sees that there is actually a girl pacing outside. It's Amy. Both of them look out the window. Laurie asks what she is doing there, and Amy cries as she shows them her hand. She has the perfect little feet, but her hand is bruised because the teacher hit her. He takes her in, and when the news reaches back home, Jo and Meg come to take Amy back home. They are in the library, and when Jo sees the library, she is mesmerized. Meg goes straight to Amy to tend to her wounds. Laurie only stares at Jo as she looks around the library, wishing it had belonged to her. She compares the picture of Laurie's grandfather to her grandfather and declares that hers is more handsome. She doesn't realize Mr. Lawrence is standing right behind her as she speaks. When she does, she tries to apologize, but he only laughs. He has known her grandfather, and he surely remembers her. Jo lights up when she hears this. Their mother goes up to Laurie and apologizes on their behalf, but he shrugs it off. He tells her they might be mischievous, but not more than him. The girls like Laurie's house so much that they wish to come back. Laurie invites them to be back whenever they wish to be. Beth can play the piano, Jo can borrow the books, and Amy can look at the paintings. Brooks offers to show them the greenhouse, but sadly for him, he only gets the silence, as none of them know what to say. They leave in a total chaos. Brooks holds Meg's glove, which she forgets. The silent befall their house once they leave. They have an activity where they pretend to be boys in the attic. It's beautifully lit, as everyone plays their role to perfection. Jo suggests they should include Laurie too. At first no one agrees, considering he is a real boy, but after remembering how he's been with them, all of them hesitantly raise their hands to vote in his favor. As soon as the results of voting are announced, Laurie comes flying out of the heap of clothes. He has been hiding there since the start of the game, and had forced Jo to let him in their secret club. The girls laugh as he pretends to be an old guy. He gives them keys and takes his seat, as he is officially a member. Jo, now in the present, holds this key. She has kept it safe since then. Jo has reached her home, and she quietly sneaks in, surprising her family. Her mother, Meg, and Hannah all come running up to her and taking her in a warm embrace. Turns out Beth has a disease, which only weakens her daily. Jo has brought all the savings for her treatment and wishes to take her to the sea. She asks if they have informed Amy, but is disappointed when her mother tells her it's still a secret, as they don't want to ruin her trip. Jo is angry at Amy for always getting away from taking responsibility when the hard time comes. It takes her back in time. Meg and Jo are getting ready as they are invited by Jo. Amy whines because she also wants to be part of this trip, but Jo strictly tells her not to be a baby. She isn't invited, and that's the end of the conversation. They leave her behind, and she storms off in anger. Brooks is also there and sits behind Meg. He steals some glances at Meg and smiles as he does. Back at home, Amy is fuming with anger as she goes to Jo's room and takes her writings. She burns them in an act of revenge for not letting her come with them. Once the play ends, all of them leave. Brooks offers Meg his arm, and she takes it. Lori tries to do the same, but gets a hit on the arm as she runs. So instead, he walks arm in arm with Meg. They reach home giggling and laughing. Amy sits in silence as she waits for Jo to find out what has happened. As expected, Jo runs to her room to write the idea she got after the play, but is distressed when she doesn't find it. Meg is busy telling Beth about Brooks' eyes, that she finds very attractive, when Jo cuts in and asks if anyone has seen her novel. Amy flips through the pages as she pays no mind to her. Through her attitude, Jo is sure she is the culprit and grabs her by her hair. They fight for dominance, and their mother comes to pull them apart. Amy angrily confesses that she did not hide the book, but burned it. Later, Amy tries to apologize and asks Jo to forgive her, but Jo plans to stay mad at her for infinity and leaves the room. Next morning at the breakfast table, they are all silent. Jo looks disheveled, while Beth plays with her dolls. Amy comes down and sits beside Jo, but Jo isn't ready to be in close proximity to her. She fiercely stands and sits as far away from her as possible. Just at the right time, Lori comes in to take her to the river. She doesn't waste a second before leaving, all the while Amy keeps shouting to take her with them. Amy regrets her actions and wishes to be her friend again. Meg advises her to go with them and talk with her once she is in a good mood. That's the best time to apologize. Amy quickly gets up, grabs her things, and runs behind them. Jo and Lori are skating on the frozen river. Amy calls for Jo, but she doesn't stop for her. They keep going ahead, while leaving Amy behind. Just as expected, the ice cracks and Amy falls into the river. Jo hears the screams of her sister and runs to her. She panics as she sees Amy struggling, but with the help of Lori, she pulls her out and holds her in her arms, apologizing for leaving her behind. Mother tucks Amy in while Jo watches. She blames herself for letting her anger get the best of her. She cannot believe how she let her sister be in such a position. Her mother sits behind her and tells her this is a trait she took from her. Jo is surprised, as she has always seen her mother so calm and collected, but it is only the effort of 40 years that she sees. Time makes everything easier. Currently, Jo sits on the floor beside Beth's bed, as she waits for her to wake up. Beth sees her and calls her name. Jo gets up, hugs her sick sister, and wishes that she had never left them. She is reading a letter from Amy, who informs them about her trip. She adds Lori is there with her too. Jo feels saddened, as he never writes back to Jo. She wishes everything could go back to as it was. Meg is going to the ball, and her mother gives her the necklace that belongs to her. She has kept it safe, but now passes it on to Meg as pretty things should be worn by pretty women. She is going away for a week, and Brooks is also worried about her going away. Jo gives Lori a ring that although is hideous but is most beautiful to him. Meg thanks Mr. Lawrence for giving her the carriage, but he doesn't want to take any credit for it. Mr. Lawrence wonders out loud if one of the girls wants to come and play the piano that sits untouched in his house. Beth shyly comes out, seeks his permission. He happily allows her and offers her complete privacy when she performs. Meg leaves and bids farewell to her. She reaches her friend Annie's house. Everyone calls her Daisy. One girl offers her dress to Meg, and she hesitantly takes it. They all stand on the staircase and walk down one after the other, all the while giggling. They are in the main hall talking and laughing when Lori comes behind her. Meg is surprised to see him, just as he is surprised to see her being called Daisy. He wonders if Meg really wants to talk to one of the guys that are present at the ball. She says she might, and asks him if she looks nice. Lori is brutally honest, as he tells her she is not up to his standards, and she storms off, calling him the rudest boy she has ever met. Later, she sits sadly alone on the couch while everyone dances. Lori comes and asks for her forgiveness. It's not her that's unattractive, but her dress. She is just as splendid as she always is. Lori promises to keep this a secret, even from Jo. Beth hesitantly comes and enters the music room. She sees the piano and gently starts playing. Mr. Lawrence, despite his promise of giving her utter privacy, is her sole audience. He comes down and sits on the stair as he listens to her playing. Tears flow from his eyes as she reminds him of her own daughter. At present, Meg sits with her husband Brooks and informs him about the fabric she bought. She feels terribly sorry and regrets buying it, which isn't even a full dress. Meg feels miserable when Sally buys all the dresses in front of her and pities her for not buying some. Brooks is heartbroken as his wife confesses how she truly feels about their situation. He can't help but feel as if he is the one who brought her into this miserable life, along with him. He leaves as Meg feels regret over what she has just said. In Paris, Amy is painting when Laurie comes in. He tries to apologize for his behavior earlier, but she only gives him a cold shoulder. Amy feels as if she has failed, considering Joe is in Paris. She thinks she is more successful than her. Laurie thinks he gives her less credit than she deserves. But she knows it's the man's world, and only they are allowed to be successful. He asks if she truly loves Fred, and she answers honestly. Her marriage in a rich family is a means for her to get her family out of the miserable hole they are in. She cannot afford to love, as nothing will ever belong to her, not even her own children. Fred's carriage arrives, and she asks Laurie to remove her apron. As he does, he feels some emotions in him that he doesn't seem to understand. She asks him if she looks all right, and he replies honestly, "She looks beautiful." Laurie sees Amy leaving and feels a tinge of jealousy. Back in time, they are on the beach. Amy draws, while Joe and Laurie run on the beach. He tries to annoy her by telling her that Brooks planned to marry her. She, being just a child, cannot see anyone taking her sister away, and challenging anyone who dares to take her away. The memory fades away as Joe now sits with Beth and reads her what she has written. Joe thinks she is done with writing, but Beth encourages her. She asks her to write one for her. Their mother is working as they struggle to help the families of the soldiers serving in the army. A man comes up to her, and when she hears his story, she feels extremely sorry for him. As a sacrifice, she secretly gives him her own scarf so that he stays warm in this cold winter breeze. He thanks her as he leaves. A letter comes for her, and she leaves in a hurry. Their father is in the hospital, the mother tells as she packs. Laurie and Mr. Lawrence are there to help them, and promises to look after the girls while she will be gone. Brooks offers to accompany their mother, and Meg upon hearing this gives him a kiss on his cheek, which leaves him astonished. Joe offers $25 she got by cutting her hair to help the mother. Later, Joe cries in arms of Amy in the memory of her hair. Laurie lies on a cloth beside Amy as she doodles on a piece of paper. He is looking at her with a sparkle in his eyes. She notices, but says nothing. Instead, she asks him what does he intends to do with his life. His answer isn't what Amy approves of, and Laurie asks what does she wants him to be. She says nothing, but smiles at him. Amy takes out a drawing of him she drew when she met Fred back in time. He is jealous of them and cannot even hide it. Laurie straight up tells her to not marry him. He approaches her, and she knows why. He wants to be with her now, when Joe is done with him. Amy cries as she tells him she isn't willing to be a second option, especially after loving him her whole life. Brooke writes Meg letters letting them know about their father's health. Joe is jealous of him and wishes he would stop writing them. Beth has made slippers for Mr. Lawrence as a gift. When all the girls refuse, she goes alone and gives them at his house. She also performs all her mother's duties in her absence. As she is walking back, all the girls stand in the window, waiting for her anxiously. She comes in and sees them all standing in the line. They give her a note, which is from Mr. Lawrence, and move away. There lies a piano that Mr. Lawrence has brought for Beth. The slippers from Beth are the best gift one has ever given to him. Beth is filled with emotions and goes to him to thank him personally. When she sees him, words aren't enough, so she hugs him. He notices she has a fever and calls for the doctor. Upon the checkup, he finds she has scarlet fever, which at the start appeared normal. It's decided that as Amy never had this before, she'll be sent to Aunt March to keep her safe. Joe hopes Beth becomes healthy again once they take care of her. She still suffers from it. Joe reads her the story, and the gentle beach breeze blows past them. Beth thinks she'll not make it, but Joe will not let anything happen to her sister and is determined to help her. She has done it in the past. That night, Joe nurses Beth and keeps her motivated. Aunt March comes looking for Amy. She tells her she is the only one who can save her family, and the only way to do that is by marrying someone rich. Aunt March tells Amy that Laurie has just left for London. Her heart breaks as she hears the words. She had just rejected Fred. Back at home, Meg and Joe look after Beth. Brooks comes, and Meg goes to see him. She tries to apologize for not being there with him and the children, but he informs her he has taken leave to look after their children, and she should only worry about her sister. Meg is filled with happiness, and her love for her husband has increased manifolds. He tells her to give that fabric to the dressmaker, but she has already sold it to Sally, her friend. Upon hearing this, he realizes he is the luckiest man alive. Joe looks at them from the window, but is taken out of her thoughts when Beth's condition worsens. This has happened the same way in the past. Their mother stayed by her side, while this time Joe lay beside her. She cries and begs her to not leave. Joe always worried much about Beth whenever she got sick. She remembers the time when she woke up, and Beth wasn't there. She ran downstairs, only to find her eating breakfast. On Christmas, their father comes back and surprises them. They cannot believe their eyes and run up to him. It's a joyous occasion as everyone is happy and spends their time together. This time, when Joe wakes up, Beth isn't on the bed. She runs downstairs, only to see her mother crying. The thing she dreaded the most has happened, and after all their efforts, they couldn't save her. At her funeral, everyone leaves, but Jo stays behind. Her memory takes her back to the time when Meg is getting married. Meg's dreams differ from Jo's. It's hard for her to accept that she is leaving them. She wishes Meg can stay with them forever. She isn't ready to let go of her childhood. On their wedding days, Meg cries while taking her vows, but when it's all done, they all dance and celebrate. Aunt March tells Meg that she wished she had not married a commoner like her mother had with her father. Meg is content with her decision and knows she'll find the happiness in a cottage that some people cannot find in enormous mansions. Amy comes jumping up and down, announcing that she is going to Europe with Aunt March. Jo feels betrayed, as she had previously promised to take her. She puts up a smile and congratulates her, but their mother knows and gives her a sympathetic smile. The rich sunset makes the landscape more enchanting as Jo and Lori walk side by side. Jo mentions how she now feels lonely, as all her sisters are off to somewhere. All of them have their future set, while Jo does not know what to do with her life. Lori stops and looks her in the eye. He wants them to run far, far away, and tells her what she has been dreading to hear. He tells her he loves her and has been in love with her since the day they met. Everyone already thinks they'll end up together, but Jo doesn't want to. She thinks of him as his friend, and only that. Nothing more, nothing less. The entire world turns upside down when he hears this. She has tried to love him, but cannot change her feelings. She cannot decide with whom to fall in love. Lori is angry and upset. He starts to leave, saying he'd rather take his own life than to watch the only girl he ever loved being taken away. Jo follows him and tries to reason. She knows they differ a lot from each other. Even if they marry, she'll never truly love him, and they'll be both miserable. Jo thinks she'll never marry, as she values her freedom. But Lori thinks otherwise. He knows she is a kind soul who cannot live without loving. One day she'll fall in love with someone and will give her all to that person. She'll be happy and he'll watch from afar. He walks off, leaving Jo alone, saddened at the loss of a good friend. Jo is packing Beth's things when her mother comes up. She thinks Jo is way too lonely here and should go back to New York to her friend Friedrich, but she can't. Last time they talked, they had a great fight, and Jo thinks he wouldn't want to see her ever again. Lori is coming back along with Jo. Upon hearing this, she wonders if Lori still loves her. Being alone for so long has made her so fragile that she wants to be loved and cared for. Jo hates the idea of women only being seen as ornaments, but cannot help wanting care. She doesn't love Lori, but wants to be loved. Amy stands firm, waiting for her ride. Lori walks up to her from behind. She looks at him and cannot help but cry. He takes her into his warm embrace and gives her the comfort after she heard the devastating news. She tells him she isn't getting married to Fred because she doesn't love him enough. She doesn't expect him to say or do anything, but he does. After this revelation, they share an intimate moment, embarking on the new journey that lies ahead of them. Jo writes Lori a letter explaining how she misses him and regrets her decision. She hurt him, and that's the worst mistake she has ever made. She remembers vividly the day when she left everything and went to New York. Jo hides the letter in the mailbox, the keys of which Lori gave to every sister. Lori is here and wakes Jo from her sleep. As soon as she sees him, she is over the moon and hugs him. He is worried that she might hate him for what happened, but she doesn't. Instead, she is the happiest she has been in a while. He brings along all the happiest memories of the past. Amy is at Beth's grave and wouldn't come home straight away. She asks if Amy nagged her throughout the way, and he replies that she has, but he likes it that way. That's when he discloses that he and Amy are married. It comes as a surprise for her. After all she has suffered, she never thought she'll feel the pain again. But here she is, going through the same emotions that Lori went through when she rejected him. He now realizes that Jo's decision was actually right. They were never meant to be together, and Amy was the one destiny had written for him. He tells Jo that he has always loved her, but what he feels for Amy is different. After their marriage, the bond has only grown stronger. Jo tells him he deserves the love he has. He asks if they can still be friends, and she skillfully masks all her pain and smiles brighter than she has in weeks. They come down, and Amy has arrived. Jo watches from behind as everyone meets each other and looks at her sister, Amy. She swallows all the hurt and walks forward. Amy looks at Jo and waits for her reaction. She is worried that her sister may hate her for marrying the guy who used to love her. She is anxious as she explains she wanted to tell her, but couldn't as everything happened so fast, and before she knew they were married. Jo looks at her sister struggling and quickly welcomes her into her loving embrace. She comforts her. Jo isn't mad anymore. She is happy for her sister and will sacrifice for her family. She has learned from her mother how to be a better woman. Amy is relieved and thanks Jo for being so understanding. They both grieve for their sister together. Jo quickly runs to the mailbox and takes out the letter she had written for him. She tears it and throws into the river. On her way back, she meets Mr. Lawrence. He is grieving the loss of Beth in the same way as the rest of the family is. To him, it feels like he has lost his daughter twice. Jo knows this as he cared for the Beth more than anyone. She knows she isn't half as good as her sister, but promises to be a friend who will always be there when you need them. He is too scared to go in as her absence pains him. But Jo gently grabs his hand and leads him into the house. At night, Jo lies wide awake. Beth's absence feels too heavy for her. She looks towards her bed, which is now empty. Jo takes all her novels and burns them one by one. She burns everything but leaves one, the where she wrote for Beth. Jo takes it to the piano that Mr. Lawrence had gifted Beth and lights up the candle. She opens the notebook and begins writing. She spends her days and nights up in the attic where she continues to write. Candles burn, days turn into night, but she keeps writing. The floors are covered with pages as she sets them in order. After all the hard work, she sends the first few chapters to Mr. Dashwood. The plot is different this time. It's not about war or a thriller but something that is gentle and made with care. She doesn't expect much, but sends it to him, anyway. Aunt March has passed on and left a big house in Jo's name. Jo, Meg, and Amy walk through the house as they wonder what to do about it. Jo opens a school here. When they were children, never got the education they deserved. But she wants to change that. She wants to provide the quality education to everyone despite their gender or financial conditions. Meg's children can also join her school. Sisters ask Jo what she has been writing, and she doesn't know what to say. The story she has recently written isn't something she thinks many people will read about. Moreover, she isn't confident about her writing anymore. But her sisters encourage her. They have always been her biggest cheerleaders and always liked what she wrote. Amy disagrees. She thinks people don't read such stories because there aren't many written. Jo looks at Amy, proud of her sister for becoming so wise and mature. They jokingly fight and laugh around. Mr. Dashwood reads her chapters, and though he agrees that most people wouldn't find it revolutionary, he still asks her to send him such more stories. She has just finished reading the letter when her mother calls her. She runs downstairs and, without talking to anyone, goes straight to the table for food. As mother tells her that someone wants to see her, she stuffs her mouth. Friedrich stands awkwardly in the background as Jo continues to eat. Finally, he speaks up, and she recognizes the voice. Jo turns around and sees him standing there. Her face is laced with the most beautiful smile she has ever worn. Jo remembers the time when she saw him for the first time. She had just come to New York and met him on the steps of the boarding house. He was mesmerized by her in the first glance and has been ever since. Jo wonders what he is doing here, and he nervously tells her he was passing by and thought about visiting her. As he's telling this, all the family members come out. He wasn't expecting so many people to be there and tries to take his leave, but Amy tells him to stay. Laurie does not know who this man is and keeps asking everyone. He introduces himself, and Jo tells everyone that they worked at the same boarding house. Hannah says what everyone is thinking. He is very handsome. They welcome him in, as they've always done. Her parents ask if he plans to stay in New York, but he has other plans. He is offered professorship in California and is thinking of moving there, as he has nothing here to stay for. Jo cannot help but feel downhearted as she hears this. She wishes that he stays. The family sits together as they talk and gossip among themselves. Friedrich watches them silently and smiles occasionally. He notices the piano and wonders which one of them plays. A strange melancholy fills the room as soon as he asks the question. They tell him it was their sisters. They all play a little, but none as good as her. He offers his condolences for the loss of their beloved sister. Their father asks if he plays the piano, and turns out that he does. He is hesitant at first, but starts playing. When everyone encourages him, tears fill their eyes as familiar music fills their house once again. He is leaving, as everyone bids him farewell. He looks Jo in the eyes one last time, and asks her to meet him if she ever visits California. She has no plans of traveling, but thanks him for the most generous offer. He says goodbye and leaves. Jo closes the door and turns around, only to see her family standing there, watching her silently. She asks what is wrong, and her father speaks up. He thinks Friedrich will make a good friend, but Amy makes it clear that he was here only for Jo. Jo laughs at his family for assuming things, but they are right. He was here only for Jo. She glowed and beamed all the while he was here, and it didn't go unnoticed by her family. Amy is determined to stop him before he gets on the train and asks Laurie to prepare the carriage. Laurie had never thought he'd be preparing carriage so that Jo can chase another man, but here he is doing what his wife asked him to do. Jo protests that he is moving to California, but everyone knows that was a lie, and he isn't going anywhere. She tries to make up some more excuses, but no one is listening to her, and gets her ready. The carriage stops, and she runs in the rain towards the train station, both Amy and Meg cheering her on. Mr. Dashwood is at home when he hears his children coming. They have got their hands on Little Women, and desperately asks him if he has other chapters. The interest of the younger audience takes him by surprise. Jo sits in front of Mr. Dashwood, who questions her about the ending. The main character in her books ends up marrying no one. He opposes this, as people like to read stories where they find endings satisfying. So, she tells him. When Jo gets there, Friedrich was already waiting for her there. They stand under an umbrella as the rain falls heavily. She asks him not to leave, and he promises to stay. Mr. Dashwood is giving her 5% royalty rates and tries to get the copyright, but she isn't willing to let that happen. It's her book, her story. She is the only one who owns it. So, Mr. Dashwood has no choice but to agree to her terms, and the deal is sealed. Jo has opened the school as she wished to do. Friedrich teaches music, Meg tells them how to act, and Amy paints with children. The family brings the cake for their mother, and everyone gathers around. Little Women book is printed, and Jo proudly holds it in her hands for the first time.